Okay, welcome back, golf cart do-it-yourselfers. We're getting ready to show you how to install a basic light kit on this Club Car Precedent. We just installed the bucket harness. That's on another video. If you haven't seen it and need help, try to look up that one. But you need the bucket harness. You need it installed before you get to this point. Now, we just imported a bunch of these light kits from China. This is going to be our first one installing. But let me show you. That's the headlight assembly. Got the tail lights. Got the little wire jumper. Most important part of the entire thing is this. And then it's got a breaker. Oh, actually, this one's got a fuse. This one's got a fuse that we'll be putting in there. I thought it was a breaker. Usually they come with breakers. I'll show you what they look like. I think we got a bunch of them hanging over here. Yeah, this is what one of the breakers look like. A lot of the kits come with these. Serves the same purpose as this fuse that's in this one. Only the circuit breaker is resettable. But we'll make it work. So, first thing we're going to do is we're going to take and open up this wire jumper and show you how to mount it in here. And at the same time, we'll be mounting the light switch. So this, let me get this out here. This is the key switch panel that we've taken out earlier. Remember, I unplugged from that connector that harness, and there's that gray wire I told you we'd be hooking up eventually. We're going to be hooking up to that gray wire on the new harness. But what I wanted to show you here is two things. One, go ahead and do this. Since we've got to mount the light switch here, and if you look real close, let me see if I can get in there. There's two right there. Do you see that factory dimple? There's one there, and there's one there. There's two of those. All Club Car dash things come with those two little dimples. That one on that side of the key switch, one on that side. That is where they recommend you putting the light switch where we drill. Now, the one on the left of the key switch, that one, wherever the heck it is, right there. Okay, that one, you can see where it comes out. It comes out under here, which is fine. You can do that, or if you do it over here to the right, sometimes you have issues because that is so close to this bracket here that we use to put that small little screw back in to hold this in place. A lot of times the light switch, if you use that, will hit this when you're trying to tighten it up. So I prefer using the one on that side, the left side, and also most dash kits are cut out in that location on the left. So I would advise you using the one on the left, and that's the one we're going to use. But we'll drill a hole in that while we have this out. Once we get the hole drilled in that, we can mount the light switch in there. We can plug in this harness we are going to take out of this bag, and then we will plug these factory wires back in. Okay, here's this jumper that's opened up. See how it's got like a real fat, short, horizontal piece, then it's got the long piece of the connector. That's the connector that goes to the headlights. So what we're going to do, we're going to look under the dash, and there's a hole there. You see this hole back here? That is where we are going to stuff this right out of here. We're going to stuff this in that hole for now and let it dangle. Then I'm going to bring this up to get most of it in there. Okay. Now this, where the hell am I? Okay, this right end, we are going to plug into, we're going to plug it into, oh, this side. Okay, this is the new harness, and it's got 3, 6, 9, it's a 12-pin harness on the new one. That's going to plug into this 12-pin harness on this. So those two plug together. Okay, then that one on the back of the key switch panel will plug into this one. I will hook up this gray wire, and then we're going to drill the hole in the key switch. Oh, now let me explain something on this wire jumper. Okay, this is that wire jumper. We poked the headlight one through. Now, comes with a light switch. This is a push button light switch. Comes with the 2 wires. That's not the one we normally use, but it came with these cheap Chinese kits, so that's what I'm going to put in. But you see these other 4 wires that are hanging here? Blue, whatever other color, green, red, and orange. Those, we are not going to be using those right now. The reason and when you would use those is when this is a basic light kit, so it just got headlights, tail lights. There's no brake lights or turn signals. Those wires are when you're going to put brake lights in. You mount a relay that mounts up under here, and you plug in the turn signals to that end. That plugs in the turn signal. So now nothing's going to be plugging into those 4 loose wires or that black white nylon thing. All we're using are those 2 switch wires and the stuff at this end. Okay, so let me hook some of these connectors up. Okay, I'm getting ready to close this back up, but I wanted to show you. I drilled the hole and mounted my key switch, my light switch. That's that. We plugged the old harness together. We plugged the gray wire together to that bullet connector that was laying there. Now, the only thing left to do, remember the yellow wire I ran up here? Let me get a close-up of this connector I put on there. Can you see this? It's a female. Also, it turns into a male. So what I'm going to do, on the back of my key switch, there's a green and a blue wire. I'm going to remove that blue wire. I'm going to then put my new connector on there and then hook the blue wire to this new connector. So let's see how this goes. Yeah, baby, got it in there. There it is. See if you can see it from the side. So instead of me splicing into that blue wire with this yellow wire, I found this connector made it a lot easier for me. And the reason I even ran this is that green and blue wire. The green is the hot to the key switch. The blue is the switch leg side, which is only energized when the key switch is turned on. I jumped onto that blue wire with this yellow one because I wanted that yellow wire to be energized when the key switch is turned on. So when it's turned on, it'll energize that yellow wire all the way back to the other end of this yellow wire, where I'm going to put a relay. And the reason I'm doing this is when I get all done, you cannot the lights will not come on unless the key is on. That way, hopefully you'll remember when you take the key with you, take it out at night, the lights will go off, and you won't leave them on accidentally, or during the day leave them on, because when you turn the switch off, they will go off and not drain your battery. Wanted to show you, we put the dash panel back in. After we hooked that yellow wire up to the blue wire in the key switch, got the 2 screws in the side, got my little tiny one in there. So let me back up. So that part of it is finished.